guys, welcome to my YouTube channel. If this is your first time, definitely hit the subscribe button. This is a series for my weight loss, and I also document it on, I have a Facebook page for it, just strictly for my weight loss, and then also Instagram too. And I try to post on there every day or every other day, and I just kind of have like I kind of show some of my food I eat, or my my workout routine, or I have some things with my kids, my family, all of that. So just little things like that. So if you are interested, definitely go check those out. I will have the links down below in the description. And before we start, I will also explain, I know the lighting's different. In fact, I actually like this better. My light bulb went out on my light that I normally use for, like, I usually use it for photography, but I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like this lighting. Doesn't make me look so orange like all my other videos. I didn't realize how much of a difference this is. So we're actually probably gonna stick with this. This is actually my vanity light that I use for like my makeup and stuff. So my vanity light. Oh, I'm vain right now, aren't I? No, just kidding, I'm not. But I do like the lighting better. Anyways, let's jump into the video before I get more sidetracked. Okay, so as you saw in the title, it talks about, or it said that I deactivated my Facebook, or got rid of my Facebook. And that is because it is basically a love-hate relationship. Pretty much toxic for me. You know, a lot of people have Facebook. I was one of the first that had Facebook when it first came out. You know, I'm 26, so I don't remember, was I in middle school or high school? I can't remember when I first got it, but it was around that time. And I used it. I used it all the time. I would post everything. I was so, like, everything, what I ate, what I was doing, like, stupid stuff. And I still do, to this day would do it. And, well, not now, but before then I did. And, but over the years, like, as I got older, I started to, like, when I was really fit and in shape, I used it a lot for, like, just because I love the attention. So I'm not gonna lie, I did love the attention. I would post photos of myself and my body, and I'm just like, you know, loving it all up, became very vain. Then, you know, after the years went by, that slowly changed after I started putting the weight on, and then I started to become more depressed about it because I found myself comparing myself to my friends and family. And especially the past 5 years, really, when I got pregnant with my son, really, I started to really put on the weight. Actually, before I had my son, I started putting on the weight, and probably a year into mine and my husband's relationship, when we were dating, a lot of just bad things were just, yeah, I turned to food, as always, as usual. Started finding that as a comfort, because I couldn't go partying. I didn't do any of that stuff. That wasn't my social scene at that time. When I was dating my husband, we were very, you know, always together. Didn't want to separate. So I found myself stuffing my face because I found that as more comfort. And, then, you know, I had my son, and then I started comparing myself to my friends with their kids on how well they were developing and getting older. And if you've seen one of my videos that I made a year ago, I think it's titled Let's Talk, and it talks more about my son. I'm gonna probably do an update on that with my son. But long story short, basically he has sensory issues. We're not sure. He might be on the spectrum a little bit. He is very smart. He just has to work a little harder, and he does this rocking back and forth. That's one of his comfort things. There's just a lot of things that he's like, a lot of with the sensory stuff. So, of course, that was stressful because I kept thinking, what did I do wrong? And, you know, just, you know, I tried I thought thinking it was my fault, and I was trying everything to, But there was nothing I could do. It was just, it happens. But I still blamed myself. And then I saw, and you know, he's my first, so I'm trying not to cry. And I found myself comparing myself with all my friends that were having their first babies and how healthy. And I mean, my son was healthy too, but I kept comparing myself because I'm like, well, you know, he is not to that point. He wasn't talking. He wasn't, you know, saying these big sentences that all these were saying, you know, all these kids were doing. And it really hit me. And like, I just felt alone, and I just kept comparing myself. And every day I just kept going through their posts, and I'm just like, and you know, I'm not obviously mad at my friends or anything like that, but it did get to me. But that was my choice to let it get to me. You know, it wasn't their fault. And then, you know, time goes on, and started gaining more weight because of more emotional things going on, especially after I had my son. We moved into a place that was crazy, chaotic. Went to freaking, not jail, sorry. We went to court for it. We won the case. Well, the city won the case. That's probably another story time we'll talk about. But then we moved into another crazy situation after that. And then another crazy situation after that. So like 3 freaking times of just this craziness and more drama. And then the last one before we moved into our nice apartments that we were living with somebody. And it just was so toxic. And I would turn to food. And I was pregnant for my daughter at the time. And I became very suicidal even while I was pregnant. It was just really bad. And I kept turning to food. And again, comparing my life to my friends and family on Facebook. I use Facebook as a platform to stress my stresses out. And that was bad. I should have never done that. Lesson learned, you know, as I've gotten older, I've learned a lot of things. And like, no. And, you know, so that was going on. And then after I had my daughter, you know, I, again, was comparing myself to my family and friends. You know, they were losing their baby weight. They were looking great. And I'm just like, I just keep gaining weight. And I'm like, why is this happening? You're on Facebook the whole time. And, you know, I'm just like, again, I was comparing my daughter to the development of others, and, you know, I was trying to do all these things with my kids, but then it was so much hard because I gained so much weight. I wasn't, like, I was interacting with them, but I wasn't getting on the ground, like, playing with them, and, like, I didn't, you know, I wasn't on their level, and it was frustrating because all I wanted to do is be able to be active and not be in so much pain with my knees hurting or like my back, or just, you know, I just wanted to feel good. But again, I just kept like putting it off and stuffing my face because I was just more depressed, and kept continuing, you know, comparing my life and like all of these things my friends were doing, going back to school, getting their degrees, losing this weight, having these awesome children that were so freaking smart. And I'm just like, what the and then, you know, this past year, I'm continuing to do that, like just keep comparing myself. And I just finally, what was it, September, I actually deactivated my Facebook for a month, and I just wanted to try it out because I felt like, okay, like I wanted to just detox. There was a lot of things going on during September too. I just felt like it was the best time to just kind of like get away from everybody and everything because it was just super chaotic. So I deactivated it, and it was one of the best choices I made, and I honestly felt so free. Like, I felt good. And then the holidays were starting to come up, so I'm like, okay, well, I wanted to get back on Facebook because I like seeing everyone's holiday parties and their traditions and, you know, Christmas stuff basically. And so I put on my Facebook again, and then in December I decided I wanted to start this channel up again. And I felt like, okay, I really need to lose this weight. I cannot mess around anymore, especially the last few health problems I've been having. And I felt like January is going to be my year. I'm going to make it my year. And I just knew that I had to make these big changes. And like I told you guys in my last video, like you can't make change unless you can accept change. And I had to accept the change was that I needed to get rid of things that were basically in my way, like that was toxic or not good for me. And Facebook was one of them, because I would find myself on there all night while my kids are sleeping, comparing myself, crying myself to sleep, which was not healthy, and getting upset over because I'm not making the changes. And it's not my friends or my family's fault, it's my fault. And I'm just like, girl, you know what you need to do. So I removed as much distraction as possible. I still wanted to keep some of my social media because, like I said, I wanted to document all this. I felt like this was the best way to do it. And I needed to get in a better mindset. And what better to get in a mindset by deactivating my Facebook, because that's where I found myself drowning myself into a lot. And sure enough, it's been a month, or yeah, almost a month. It'll be a month this Friday. And I actually feel great, and I'm going to continue. I know I said that I was going to deactivate it for 6 months, but I'm starting to think I might just keep it deactivated until I lose all the weight. And even then, I don't know if I'll activate it again. I'm liking this feeling of freedom. I don't feel like I'm so glued to my phone all the time. I'm feeling more happy. I'm away from drama and away from just comparing myself to people and things. And it's just, I don't know. It's just, to me, it just feels better. I do use Instagram, but like that's just basically posting photos of my life, you know, and making, you know, keeping my friends updated and just my progress in general. And it is public, so you guys can definitely go check that out. But yeah, I just feel like, you know, if you want these changes, like I said in my last video, you have to accept the change. So if you find yourself like me doing that all the time with any type of platform, social platform, you know, if it's Facebook, Instagram, whatever it is, or all of it, definitely, you know, make that change. You'll see a difference, because I don't have that running in my head all the time and seeing these posts all the time that's making me feel bad. Eventually, I hope I can make myself not feel that way, because like I would like to be back on Facebook with my friends and family, but I know at this time I'm not strong enough to be. And that's the thing. It is so good to know what your limits are. You just have to be honest with yourself and open with yourself. And I think that's really hard for a lot of people, especially when they're so wrapped up in their own world, which I was. I just did not want to face the facts. I didn't want to say, you know, I needed to change. It's not me, you know. I didn't feel like I had to do anything. I just felt like, what was me? Like, well, girl, snap out of it, like, and make those changes. Like, and I did. So, and I am so excited. I know I have like so much energy, you guys. You have no idea. Like, so like the first week I started this diet, and then I had the bad week, and I went back to the diet. And so the last 2 weeks I've been really strict on this diet and working out. And I noticed a change, a huge change. I will definitely explain more probably in next week's video. It'll be after my weigh-in, and I'll tell you guys my diet and what I've been doing and all of that fun stuff. But I do feel a change. I'm so excited for this Friday to weigh myself. I feel like an idiot though. I completely forgot to do my measurements January 1st. And I know I've lost inches because my clothes are fitting more comfortable. And I've got a waist now, guys. I'm so excited. I have not seen my waist in a long time. Like, I'm getting some curves. I don't feel like a potato anymore. And I know you're like, you're weird right now. This is actually me. And that's the thing. Like, I am quirky. I'm weird. I know in my last videos I've kind of been mellow, but this is me. Like, I have so much energy. I am so happy. I'm trying not to cry. Like, I feel like my old self again, like my old happy self. And I'm just being more positive, not letting things get to me, pushing through and keep continuing with this journey. And I just hope I can prove to you guys, like, I'm worth, you know, cheering on and, you know, following me in this journey. And I hope that you guys can do your own journey too with whatever it is. If it's gaining muscle, losing weight, fighting addiction, whatever it is. Like, your journey is your journey and you can do it. Just, you know, accept change and make those changes. Anyways. So if you're new to this channel, definitely hit that subscribe button. Give this video a thumbs up. Comment below. And I will see you guys Friday. That's my weigh-in, and I'll be doing the photos as well. And I'm going to add the measurements in, even though I didn't do the measurements January 1st. I'm so mad. But we're going to continue with that each month now, so we know how much I lose. But, all right. I will see you guys Friday.